Suburban Sentinel here with a policy-related video. Well, it's now official. The vast majority of Americans are now second-class citizens. As you may recall, the Supreme Court of the United States recently reiterated in the Citizens United case that corporations are often treated like people. Now, U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder confirmed that banks and other large financial institutions are too large and too important to prosecute for criminal misconduct. This is commonly referred to as the too big to jail policy. This means that some of our corporate people have more rights and privileges than ordinary Americans. In essence, the government now recognizes the super citizen. In his testimony before the U.S. Senate, Attorney General Holder noted that it would be unwise for the Justice Department to prosecute big banks because these institutions are so important that a criminal charge and subsequent conviction might jeopardize the national or even the global economy. Now, it has always been painfully obvious that the justice system treats the rich and powerful vastly different from ordinary citizens. But now it's official policy. Mr. Holder confirmed that while the masses will continue to be prosecuted vigorously, the big banks, and by implication their corporate executives, have a license to steal. Although the banks and financial institutions can still be liable for civil penalties, these fines have historically represented a pittance compared with the ill-gotten gains from criminal misconduct. Plus, these banks and financial institutions are free to further engage in more criminal activity to keep enhancing their profits. The HSBC case is probably a harbinger of things to come. British banking giant HSBC admitted that it knowingly and deliberately laundered hundreds of millions of dollars for Mexican drug cartels and Al-Qaeda in violation of American law. Of course, corporate person HSBC was not prosecuted, and neither were any of the employees. HSBC did pay a substantial, but not financially significant fine, and went on its merry way. Now, if an individual did anything even close to that, they would most likely be locked up until their last breath. So much for equal treatment under the law. This institutionalized two-tier justice system is outrageous and maddening for sure. But other than voting out the psychopaths and/or idiotic officials who allow this, there is little that John or Jane Q. Public can do to address this outrage. But the one thing we, the people, still have is the power of our individual choices. If you do business with any of these big banks or financial institutions, please stop. Fire your bank and join a credit union or use a small community or regional bank. The big banks may now be super citizens, at least for the time being, but we don't have to help pad their wallets. Also, write to your federal representatives and let them know that this two-tier justice system is unfair and outrageous. This is the Suburban Sentinel. Thanks for watching.